Am I going first or are you going first?
Who's on first?
What?
What's on second?
I don't give a darn. Sorry, I messed that all up. It's been a while. I love that thing. I used to watch that thing until I was freaking fell asleep. Whoa. All right.
Hello and welcome to the ParkStop podcast. This is a bonus episode, kind of like episode 17, part 2. We asked you for your listener questions, and we got so many that we split this into its own separate episode. And even this, we might have to split into 2 episodes.
Yeah, you guys, lots of questions. Lots and lots of questions.
I think we narrowed it down to 50.
Just 50?
Yeah, just it should go by quick, nice and easy. If you don't hear your question asked, ask again or ask us another question next time we do this. And you're gonna take the Facebook, and I'm gonna take the Twitter,
Okay.
and you can start us off.
Okay. So the first one is from Cody. What is something that hasn't been rumored that you'd want to see in Epic Universe? Jurassic World. No, I don't. That's been rumored. These are hard, guys. Let's see.
Right out of the gate, just name something, anything you'd like to see.
I know.
We already know you did a whole episode about 4 things you'd like to see.
Mad Max. That's what I want to see. I still think my idea for Mad Max was pretty cool.
They got that Thunderdome for you.
I know. I'm saying it's a Thunderdome. What do you got?
I don't know. Jaws.
See, you don't know either.
Jaws. It's always Jaws.
Always
Jaws in a speedboat.
I know. Sorry, Cody. You're getting Jaws in a speedboat. You're getting Fast and the Furious Jaws style, or Jaws Fast and the Furious style. Either way, you want to look at that.
I know from these questions, looking ahead, that a lot of people would really like to see Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and there is a chance since the show's coming. There's a TV show coming, so we'll see what happens. Wow, my dogs are really going at it today. All right, so your turn.
At the HHN fan wants to know, do you think any attractions at Epic Universe will raise the bar again in the same way Forbidden Journey did? Or will it be on par with the likes of Hagrid and Forbidden Journey? I think Universal thinks they're going to raise the bar. I think they're hoping to. It's certainly, I imagine that the executives are sitting there going to Universal Creative, now raise the bar, raise it.
I'm sure something in Epic Universe is going to blow our minds away. I mean, the Mario Kart thing alone, the ideas that we've both seen, like things they turned down, have been pretty amazing. So I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah, rides like that are going to incorporate so many different types of technology that it'll be impressive. But things like Spider-Man and Forbidden Journey were so fresh that they kind of blew our minds.
Yeah.
And things like the Universal Monsters ride is probably going to be like the Robo Coaster Part 2. So it'll be like Forbidden Journey, but faster. So there'll be a comparison. The same way Flight of Passage is really good, but it's like Soarin' 2.0. So people will always say, well, it's just the next evolution. So it'd be nice to see, especially in maybe Fantastic Beasts, for them actually to kind of break the mold and do something different.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I mean, in any of the lands, actually, I'd be happy to see. I just want to make sure that Classic Monsters has a really good attraction so that people like it and want to go to it, and it's not horribly boring and bad, and people aren't let down by new stuff. I'm worried about that because that land is, as we've discussed, that land is kind of on edge already. So I don't want it. I want it to be awesome because I love that.
I don't know. Crap. It sounds to me like it's a thrill ride. If the Haunted Mansion was a thrill ride, is the kind of vibe I'm getting from it.
I'm into it, especially if there's a kook arm. I'm into it.
Exactly.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely more of a you question than a me question. Kenny wants to know, can you give us a small tidbit of rumor/news about Epic Universe that hasn't been discussed yet? If that's not possible, tell us if you've ever seen a celebrity at a park on a normal day, not for a special event. That's definitely you, because I've never seen a celebrity in the park, and you are the rock star that gets the rumors.
It's not coming to me, but I've seen several celebrities.
They came to ride Jaws, didn't they?
Actually, yeah, I did see someone. I saw a wrestler when I worked at Jaws, but I can't remember. Mick Foley.
Mick with an M.
Mick Foley.
That's awesome.
Um,
He's my favorite
I
wrestler.
met him. Really, I met him. He's the nicest guy in the
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah, he's
And
awesome.
he was taking a group of kids from Give Kids the World around Universal Studios.
That is amazing. He's also the only guy, as far as I know, in the wrestlers that actually wrote his own autobiography. The rest of them had ghostwriters. He wrote it all by hand too.
He was
He's
super,
awesome.
super nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's got a thing for that Christmas land, that Santa Claus land. He goes there all the time. All right. Well, what do you got next?
At Cheese Oats wants to know chances of Secret Life of Pets ride at Universal Studios Hollywood taking over the Shrek 4D building at Universal Studios Florida, since it'd be close to Minions as well. Yeah, in Hollywood, it's kind of like turning into a little Illumination land. They even renamed the street. So it would be convenient and easy to do that here and also have a little Illumination land. I don't know. We're building the whole new theme park. And the second Pets movie didn't do as good as the first Pets movie. So there may be some hesitation. I feel like this is one of those things where if it was being built at the same time, it would definitely, be greenlit and happen and there's no turning back. And now that it's only one of them's being built, is a chance we won't get the other one. Just like there's no Jimmy Fallon ride in Hollywood.
Lucky them. Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
I don't foresee that happening before the new park opens. And then by then they'll probably have moved on to something else.
All right. What are your thoughts on the Fantastic Beasts part of the park? What should we expect? I'm stoked for it. Attractions and Kowalski's Bakery. That's what I'm expecting.
Better be.
A cool ride, some new technology. I don't know. What did we talk about for that ride?
It's 2 e-tickets, 2 completely different, gigantic, huge, attention-getting rides. It's as if Hogsmeade had opened with both Forbidden Journey and Hagrid's. Like, imagine 2 great new rides, but both indoors. I don't know what either of them are. The rumor is for one of them to be a new kind of ride system that's sort of like a coaster, but also sort of like a hidden Floo powder network teleport thingy that'll have us traveling around the streets of Paris and capturing all the fantastic beasts that have escaped from Newt's suitcase. And the other one maybe could be that new drop tower patent, which is like an interactive Tower of Terror type system, but it also can move in multiple directions. Like it can tilt and pitch and also go up and down, and might have a story for different levels. Although every time I see that patent, all I can think about is the what's his name? The Tom Hanks character from SNL.
Oh,
David S. Pumpkins.
There you go.
Because the David S. Pumpkins thing is you go to different floors and there's different Halloween scenes. It's like, how many of these are related to David S. Pumpkins? More than half of them.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
So,
I mean, even if you don't like the movies, the settings and everything are really cool. So, I mean, that's pretty much what you get in a theme park. You don't really have to watch the movie. You just walk through the sets and basically see the areas. So I'm pretty stoked on that alone.
I saw an article get shared around from the Leaky Cauldron website. It's an unofficial Harry Potter fan site. And their fans, especially on Facebook, are so excited for Fantastic Beasts. I know some in our circles are like, oh, really? Are those movies even doing that well? But there's definitely an audience for this. And they're definitely excited to. And there's like huge fans for Newt Scamander in general. So I think this is I'm excited for it for the creatures.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Like I said, I think the settings alone are worth building just to walk through. Like the cityscapes and everything of the time periods are really cool to me. Just that alone, even without being tied to the movie. So I'm excited for it. Animals, bonus. Bring on the pets.
At King Kemen wants to know, how are you?
I worked all day. Now I'm talking to Alicia and I'm drinking a beer. So right now I'm okay. But I don't really want to go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you drinking more Fuzzy Duck?
Yeah, Fuzzy Baby Ducks.
Fuzzy Baby Ducks.
Yep, it's about halfway gone.
I moved on to normal Coke Zero. It's not weird.
I'm drinking the Fuzzy Baby Ducks too fast. Gonna be drunk.
You're supposed to be drinking it slow.
I'm gonna be drunk before we get to the next 3 questions. Speaking of drunk, is it my turn or your turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. Todd wants to know any new rumors on a fifth gate for Disney since Universal has put a date on Epic Universe. I think that the fifth gate dream for Walt Disney World, if it ever happens, is a long way off. Personally, they have enough work in their hands right now, and by the time they finish everything they're doing, they're going to have to do something else because no matter what they do, it's never ending for them, in my opinion. They update one park, add a bunch of stuff to one park, and then they go to so they're going to do Epcot next. And then by the time they're done with that, some other park's going to need some love, probably Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom or somebody. One of those two will probably be next, I would think. It's never ending for them. So I'm not holding my breath on a fifth gate in anytime soon. I don't know about you, but that's what I think.
I meant to prepare for this question by watching, I think, DSNY Newscast put out a video just recently about rumors or theories or speculation for Fifth Gate. So check that out. I have no idea what it is, but I saw the
Isn't
thumbnail and it looked interesting.
isn't that the one where the guy he says something about like where the fifth gate could possibly go or something like that?
I don't know.
I,
I didn't watch it.
I saw that. No. I mean, as a title, I saw that as a YouTube video too.
Oh, maybe.
So I don't know anything. I don't as far as facts, but that's my opinion. I think Disney's got their hands
What's
full right now, and
right, exactly. And also they do things in at Disney time, like in their own Disney speed.
yeah,
And they have a tendency at Walt Disney World, at least, to do something huge, spend billions of dollars, and then for it not to go exactly, like not to play out exactly as they had hoped, and then they just sit there and go, "Well, now we can't do anything else. This wasn't as successful as we had hoped."
I'm not saying
And
Bob Chapek. I'm just saying Bob Chapek.
but like if they spend $2 billion on Magic Band technology, and then the company and the shareholders are like, so what did we get out of this? What was the point of all this? And they're like, well, we were going to be able to track people, but there was pushback on that, so I guess we sell different Magic Band styles. So there, and then years go by and we get barely any new additions, and then now with the 50th anniversary, they're going so full speed ahead that I worry that they'll be pushed back to build anything else for a while afterward.
Yeah, I think, like I said, they're doing all this stuff, and by the time they finish and it settles, they're going to have to go back to one of the other parks. They
Oh yeah.
So I think they're going to be running in that circle for quite a while.
At Mr. Fusion 86 wants to know when the new Bourne show opens its doors. Bourne will open its doors in spring 2020. Didn't you see the two announcements, one of which was official?
Yeah, Bourne, yay!
I think since it was originally planned to open this year, it could be February. We might see soft opens because they should be, at least with the sets and everything, they should be ready with the technical stuff. It just might be a matter of getting operations up to speed on how to run it and rehearsals and stuff like that. So we might see soft opens, maybe even just one a day, every other day for a while, just to kind of test the waters and get the actors used to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be soon, or they could have run into serious issues like every other attraction, Hagrid, and never open. And because it's not beholden to J.K. Rowling, just never announce a date and just one day open. So it's either one of the two.
Yep. Peter wants to know, I would like to ask, do you think that Universal will use the arena by the Popeye Barge ride? I know at this moment they use it for special occasions, but seems a waste that this isn't utilized for or fully for a show. This should just go away. They should put a ride there.
Well, I mean, they had two really easy to fill expansion pads already, and it's easier to build on what was just grass than to tear something down and reroute infrastructure. So they hadn't needed the land yet when they needed to build rides. And when the time comes that they do need to build rides, they still have all of Lost Continent that they probably will take over before they take over any parts of Toon Lagoon. And yes, they do use it for special events and random stuff. And that it's not necessarily that that's worth keeping it, but it's
Nope.
not worth tearing it down
Put a
when you
ride
have
in.
other stuff to tear down first.
Put a ride in. We need more rides.
Where Skull Island went was earmarked for a ride. So it was already ready and everything was already routed in such a way that it wouldn't interfere. Like they didn't have to dig up all the concrete and re-pour and refoundation and move pipes the way that they will when they tear down that stage. So maybe a decade from now, maybe 15 years, someday it'll go away, but not yet.
That's good. I want it to go away. I think they should do a ride.
At the Mac Machine, will Universal ever do something with the old Emeril's Chop Chop location at Royal Pacific?
Isn't there already something going in?
Yes. They call it the Tahitian Room, and that hosts the Despicable Me character breakfast on the weekends.
Okay, that was pretty short and easy. Alex wants to know, or Alex asks, for Disney, are there any updates or rumors for the date of the closure of Spaceship Earth for its renovation? Isn't it coming up soon?
Yeah, there was rumors that earlier this year, Walt Disney World News Today was rumoring that January was going to be the soonest that it would close, but they've already just announced. Which one was it? Was it Test Track? Something's closing in January for refurbishment. So it can't be January because they would lose two rides at the same time. So now I'd say whenever that gets done, maybe February, March is the soonest that that can close. Either way, soon. So get your rides in. At Unknown Gino, what do you think the atmosphere of Jurassic Park will be when the new coaster is finished and running? Obviously, less trees, I would think. That's part of the question.
Oh.
No, I don't think it will be less trees. And if you've been paying attention, then you know that I'm excited for the electric fences to come back.
I'm
Can't wait for the electric fences.
I'm excited for the kinetic movement and all that in the area that the coaster is going to have, and I love that they're utilizing the waterfront a little more for something, and you get to go out over the water. I think that's cool in the lagoon.
And even before you got in front of the water, there'll be a water feature in front of the Discovery Center when the at the end of the top hat when you go all the way to the ground. I think there'll be like some kind of timed water fountain thing that you pass through. So it'll be kinetic with more kinetic on top.
So good. So good. I'm stoked for this ride. You naysayers that are complaining about it blocking the visitor center, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Watch.
I mean, it'll still block it, but I think it'll be fine. There'll be lots of trees, though. Yay, trees.
Lauren wants to know, why won't they just close Fear Factor Live already? I'm saying, Lauren. I'm saying. Does anybody actually still go in there? I mean, unless it's really crowded and there's nothing else to do.
Fear Factor is the only show, I think it's the only attraction at Universal Orlando that I've never done out of either of the parks. I refuse to do it because it stole and took away my baby.
Here we go.
No, it actually gets, okay, I don't want to say it gets a good audience, but it's getting 3 or 4 times as much as Sinbad was ever getting. And also, it doesn't cost very much to run because most of the actors are us. It's making people that are just in the park do all the work. Therefore, it's actually a really cheap show to run. So why cancel it and why replace it with something that's expensive? And again, this is one of those things where they don't need to tear it down because they have other fish to fry right now. And, between Kids Zone and Shrek and this, eventually one would hope that something gets torn down and replaced. But at the same time, if they're too busy with other things, if Terminator's license agreement is running out and they're going to replace it with Bourne, then they're going to take care of that first instead of replacing the Fear Factor. Why is it even there in the first place?
I don't even care. I've never seen that show and I don't even care. I watched the TV show. That's cool and all, and it was funny for a little while, and then I got bored of that too. I have no interest in that show.
At Adam Fremp wants to know, what do you think Disney's next big refurb project will be after Epcot? Animal Kingdom, probably. Magic Kingdom for the 50th. This is part of the question. They're guessing. Yeah, we kind of touched on that.
Yeah, I think Animal Kingdom would be next, even though they just got Pandora. Don't you think?
Yeah, they're kind of going in a circle, and they did a whole lot. Animal Kingdom got it almost to a full day park, and then they moved on to they're working on Epcot, Magic Kingdom. The Hollywood Studios is just wrapping up now as soon as Mickey and Minnie's done. But yeah, no, Animal Kingdom supposedly is going to have a new e-ticket right after the Epcot changes are done.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would like to see Animal Kingdom get some more love. I really like the Pandora edition, and I like that park. I wish it wasn't so hot,
But
but I like that park a lot.
but we're talking 2023,
Yeah.
24 for these days, because Epcot's going to take a while, because we still might see a new country added, and we don't have like what they've announced so far is for kind of the next couple years, but they still got more that they haven't broken the bad news to us about yet
Yeah, of course.
that they'll be doing in before Epcot's next anniversary.
All right. Harry asks, what is your current favorite ride or attraction at any of the Florida parks? And what is your most anticipated new or rumored attraction coming to the parks? If you haven't been listening, I will explain that the thing I'm most anticipating is Universal Classic Monsters Land and Epic Universe. I know that's probably easy for people that listen to the show a lot, but that is what I want the most. My favorite ride, that's a little harder. That's really hard, actually. Horizons? No, just kidding.
Does Pizza Rizza count as a ride?
No, it doesn't count as a ride.
People shouldn't ask me these things
I know. I mean, so
because
this is the
you might not
issue.
like the answer.
Well, this is the issue too. Like I have many favorites, quote unquote. Like my favorite ride because of nostalgia might be Spaceship Earth, or my favorite ride because it's super fun and interesting might be
Tower of Terror.
might be Forbidden Journey. I think that ride's super fun still. I
Oh,
like Tower
okay.
of Terror
Okay.
too a lot, but I also could say Flight of Passage because it's like a new twist on like an old sort of
Yep.
idea.
Yep.
This
That's
is
my
not,
answer, by
yeah.
the way.
This is a hard question.
I think I did my top 10 when I did the Hagrid ride, and I'm pretty sure I left Flight of Passage at the top. So it's still my number one as far as fun. And like it's hard to get on, and it's hard to get a fast pass, or you have to wait long in line. So it's still special to me because I hardly get to ride it. So that helps keep it special. Same thing with Hagrid. I've only been on a couple times, so that means that it's still very special. Meanwhile, I've been on, Transformers 8,000 times.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm going through the motions here on that one.
yeah, that's a fun ride too, and I still really enjoy Spider. This is such a hard question.
just well, you said like six of them, so we'll
I
just count that
know.
all as your top.
I just can't. I can't do it because I have different reasons, and I overthink everything. All right, it's your turn.
Oh, I didn't say what was my most anticipated though. I don't know enough about what's going on at Epic Universe to pick one from that, but in the short term, I think Rise of the Resistance out of all the stuff coming in the next 3 or 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. Short term. I'm interested to see how they pull everything off. There's so many effects in there that I'm very curious about.
Yeah. At Obinoke wants to know, will there be Nintendo outside of the Fantastic Worlds park? Of course there will be. There'll be in Japan, Singapore, Hollywood,
Wait, will there be a what? What?
Nintendo.
Oh yeah, of course.
But no, I think that the question actually means like other attractions outside, like at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida.
Oh, of course.
No, will there be Nintendo outside of the Wait, we call it Fantastic Worlds? You mean Epic
Epic
Universe?
Universe. Epic Universe.
Maybe we'll still get Zelda take over Lost Continent, but you never know. I think Pokemon's going to get wedged into the Epic Universe, so there's no telling if Nintendo will actually seep out into the other parks or not.
I kind of hope so. I mean, Nintendo's it's a pretty big spectrum of things you could pull from that'll be popular. I mean, even if you did,
Hey, maybe Splatoon gets a splash pad in Kids Zone. Who knows?
well, I mean, even if you did like old nostalgia stuff, you could do like a nostalgia area even, and people would lose their minds. You know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of stuff you could do with Nintendo that could be fun. Nathan, what's your opinion on the problems Ride Rockit has been having recently? Do you think they will close it and refurb, or hopefully take it down and build a new coaster? I don't know if they're gonna do anything with it anytime soon, but
I like how that question refers to it as recently,
uh,
as if it's ever gone away or got better.
I don't know about you guys that listen with us, but I have tried many times to put in a code for a song, and I have never once gotten the song I put a code in for. So we can start with that you'd have like 0.2 seconds to type three numbers. Was it? It's three, right? 5?
Yeah, but that's not like an official thing anyway.
I
That's
know,
something that tech threw in there that's not supposed to be real.
but it,
So
they put
there's enough time to like put in the real
but and also well
choices.
also that area is so narrow that no matter what they replace it with, it's kind of going to be similar, don't you think?
I can't believe there's anything there to begin with. It's a terrible place to put it. They only put
Yeah.
it there so it would look good from City Walk because they wanted to sell City Walk tickets to ride the roller coaster. It was a terrible idea from the start. It has like 5 or 6 break points, so the whole thing is like, we oh." So,
Yeah.
no, it's a terrible ride. It's always gonna have problems. I'm surprised that nothing more terrible has happened with it, and when something more terrible does, I'm sure they'll just tear it down and never replace it.
Probably, unless they get rid of the area the Blue Man Group is in and expand that way.
At Frank Tovar Jr., Disney built Galaxy's Edge as a response to the Wizarding World's success. With Universal building a whole new park, do you guys think Disney will respond back or ignore it while they prepare for the 50th?
Didn't we just go over this? It's another park thing.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't think Galaxy's Edge is a response to the Wizarding World. I think it's their third attempt to a response to the Wizarding World. We've
So
already had Cars, we've had Pandora, now we have Galaxy's Edge. I think and it's not so much a response so much as it is everyone trying to capture the success
yeah.
of something like an immersive land that has immersive food, whether it be Gaston's Tavern with LeFou's Brew or the Cozy Cone. Like everything's trying to be so immersive and to capture the success. It's not so much to compete with, it's more to capture that lightning magic in a bottle. And no one's successfully been able to do it
S-
since Potter.
So I think, I mean, there are things that Disney would like to have, like they're trying to get their own butterbeer. They've tried what with blue milk and green. That's their third attempt with the when you count both of those. They're trying, but I think they try too hard. Butterbeer, the recipe for butterbeer is pretty simple.
It's not necessarily a response, but it definitely Harry Potter definitely upped the game all around when Disney was planning Star Wars in Hollywood studios originally. We were going to get stuff that would be out in front of Star Tours. It would take over Echo Lake area, maybe take over Indiana Jones show. And it was a lot of smaller rides and leaving Star Tours as kind of the anchor for that land. And then Diagon Alley opened up. And after everyone saw it, they kind of went back and they're like, we have to go back to the drawing board because Universal is out Disneying us and we can't have that. We can't look bad. So we have to, up this. So that it's not necessarily, yeah, it's a response, but it's not like we need to beat them at their own game. It's more like they're making us look bad.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's not exactly tit for tat. Like it's not a punch for punch kind of thing. It's just like as far as like trying to directly counter something. They're trying to outdo each other, but it's not the way that a lot of the news sites I see frame things and the way that they read. So and also no matter what you're more of if you're a bigger fan of Universal, you should still be cheering for Disney to succeed and not because if Disney succeeds and does something better, then Universal has to up their game and we all win. So you need to be cheering for everybody here, in my opinion.
Wait, are you not happy with Fast and Furious
Oh,
Supercharged?
it's totally so good.
Okay.
Jessica wants to know any new rumors on any changes coming to Universal Studios Kids Zone since Nintendo World isn't going there. Please get rid of Barney. No, I don't know. Barney is from this state that I live in, and I am so ashamed. I haven't heard anything, but that would be more of an Alicia question. I haven't heard anything though.
No, I haven't heard anything either. There's nothing. The only permits we've seen for that whole area in a while has been just for a new chiller plant and staging for other projects. So if you see any construction back there, like people saw some stuff when they were doing Halloween Horror Nights houses back there, it's like, no, what you're seeing is mostly just some pipes being laid for a chiller plant and like they're staging the metal forms for foundations over at Jurassic
Yep.
Park. They're behind The Simpsons. So the only action going on as far as permits are concerned seems to be for other things. But maybe a witch put a curse on Kids Zone years
Oh
ago,
boy.
and no matter who designs an entire new land for it, it will always fail and be moved to a different place.
All I know is ET's not going anywhere. So if you guys hear any of those rumors, that's not true either.
Maybe Spielberg hired the witch
Just to protect ET.
and you're right, because ET is technically in the kid zone, so the witch went above and beyond her call of duty,
Mhm.
and put the hex on the whole area. At Slysinger, any thoughts on how the Lockheed Sightline requirements will affect the design of Epic Universe? I briefly mentioned this on our last episode. We were talking about Epic Universe, and they reached an agreement with Lockheed Martin next door. And part of the agreement was that nothing built above a certain height line should be able to see into their Lockheed area, which is just next door to the property. For the theme park, this is fine. Nothing in the theme park is tall enough, and the people in the theme park will always have something blocking their view across the street to the other side. But the hotel at the back of the park will be tall enough in some areas that they could see over. So anything that's going to affect anything is going to be having to build some kind of screen or sightline blocking behind the hotel, or just not putting like windows on the upper floors in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And also, Opal is licking the crap out of her food bowl, so I don't know at all.
They were wise to put the giant hotel at the back, and then anything behind that is back of house. So anything in the park will be blocked naturally from seeing Lockheed stuff. So it really comes down to how they're going to do the back side of the hotel. Also, if you're in the hotel, spring for that extra couple $100 to face the theme park. You want the rooms facing the theme park. You're already staying there. You might as well go for broke.
Exactly.
You don't want to be seeing a retention pond and a wall behind you.
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. Brian wants to know, if you could bring back only one show, which would you pick? The Wild, Wild, Wild West Stunt Show? Gee, I wonder. Or the Ghostbusters Spooktacular? Gee, I wonder which one Alicia's going to pick.
The Ghostbusters Spooktacular was short. When you dissected it, it was a 10-minute pre-show and a 10-minute show. And the 10-minute show didn't actually bring out the Ghostbusters till halfway through. So we got 5 minutes of Ghostbuster action. It was just not, it was more of an expose of the special effects. Look at the cool Pepper's Ghost effect. Look at the full-scale Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And this is the second version of the show. I never saw the first version. But nostalgia. Yeah, I would love to have Ghostbusters back. But as far as sitting down to a 25-minute awesome show with great stunts, why wouldn't anyone pick Wild, Wild, Wild West Stunt Show?
Seems my choice has been made for me, no matter how much I would.
You have no choice.
So there you go, Brian. I don't have a choice.
Would you pick Ghostbusters?
Nah, I'd probably pick the Stunt Show just because it's a longer show. It's more interesting.
At More Than Thrills, what are your thoughts on the Lost Continent in general and its future? It's the last original non-IP idea by Universal Creative in the park. It's near and dear to my heart, and I'd hate to see it go, but I'm willing to compromise for the right replacement.
Wait, what?
I feel like we've already compromised.
Wait, what?
On Lost Continent. We've already lost the best half.
I'm so
of Lost
sad.
Continent.
I mean, okay. So I love, if you guys haven't heard me say this many times, I love that sword and sorcery and mythology kind of stuff. I love that stuff. So I think since Sinbad is gone, I'd like to see it like a nice dark ride, something chill in there. Because then I can go eat at my favorite place called Mythos. And then I can go on a nice dark ride and digest. And then go do something crazy. That's my thought. And I think they need some more dark rides. So
I've honestly only just recently discovered the gyro place and the kebabs place. So yeah, I would be sad to see those go. And I don't think there's enough room for a dark ride where Sinbad is, because they built the queue for the train station right up against it. There's not even a backstage for that area. I'm sorry. But if they tore down Poseidon and Sinbad, or kept Poseidon's facade and expanded the building back of it, then you could do like a Poseidon's boat ride indoors. That would be cool. Awesome. Just take up both plots. Extend it all the way to where Sinbad is, the like show building.
Cooler version of Pirates. But
I'd be fine with the Penguins of Madagascar ride.
No,
at this point. I just want an indoor boat ride.
No. We want the pirates, the good pirates. Oh, yay. Giovanni. Horror Nights. Possibilities at Epic Universe. We talked about that too. I brought up the idea of maybe they were going to build it so that they could do it directly in there. And Alicia said, no.
Yeah, I just don't see it
Yeah,
happening. I could see a kid friendly to compete with Magic Kingdom's Not So Scary. I could see a more, and even if it was in the center hub and they like closed off all of the islands, or whatever they're called, the worlds, like I could still see an after hours event that is like trick or treating, or shows that is not tied to just haunted houses, but a separate thing that they invent just for that
yeah. I
park,
mean,
and then keep the Halloween Horror Nights going at the original park.
my thought was just because they're building from the ground up, so it would give them ways to like pre-build stuff in. But that was just an idea, and I'm drinking a lot of beer. Yeah, your turn.
At theme park land, do you guys miss getting new rides based on original concepts with original stories, or do you prefer the shift towards rides themed around IPs?
Go ahead. You can go first. You read it. Go ahead.
I feel like it's a myth that there ever was original concepts in theme
What?
parks. I feel like this is a myth that we constructed in our brains and that it barely existed to begin with. I think
What?
maybe Epcot is the one park that had all original ideas, and it still does. I mean, if you think about it, Test Track, Soarin', Mission Space, these are actually original
I love them
concepts.
all. Well, not Mission Space, but Horizon, World of Motion.
And
I like
right?
those rides.
Imagination, um,
Mm,
veggie, fruit. So
well, yeah. Well, let me.
even the universe of energy, all technically original concepts. But other than that, and the what 2 or 3 that were in the kingdom, the castle parks, what else do we
Wait,
really
two or
got?
three. Wait,
Lost
two or
Continent?
three.
Lost Continent's based on existing mythology and things that have already, like stories of Sinbad and the
Yeah,
7
but there is an
seas.
argument here because the original attractions from Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, like Haunted Mansion and Pirates, are so popular that they spawned. They did the opposite.
Right. They became
Yeah,
IPs after they were theme
and
park
and
attractions. They became
not to
movies.
mention,
Still to this day, we got Jungle Cruise coming out.
well, I mean, we just listed off a bunch of stuff, and they're all nostalgic for me, and I miss that there's not much original stuff. But
Body Wars.
yeah, you get sick on it. I actually,
It was original.
yeah, it was. I actually like the original stuff. I think it's nice to have one or two. Just mix something in. I don't. I get it, and I'm not saying that. Obviously, I'm not saying that the IP stuff is new, but I miss having some original stuff. That's just. I mean, if they did all IPs all the time like they do now, we would have never gotten a Pirates or a Haunted Mansion. It would have never happened.
Well, it's funny because I don't feel like Universal should be attacked for this because they've never really done original stuff. It's always been their shtick to do stuff based on movies or TV or stories, and Disney was the one that used to do original stuff. If anything, Disney's become more like Universal. So that's the real shift. That's the real paradigm
Yeah,
change.
yeah, I agree. Uh, Craig, random Nintendo question: does the contract with Universal bar Universal from building, making rides, attractions based on non-Nintendo properties? With the increasing role of VR in theme parks, I could see a future where video games like Halo, Call of Duty, The Last of Us, GTA, Fallout could make great rides and or stunt shows.
I don't believe the contract would forbid them from doing other video game stuff, but I don't know if there's any other video game stuff they would do a ride or a show based on at this time. I mean, if World of Warcraft movie had done really well, maybe something like that, but doesn't seem like it did well. It doesn't seem like it's happening. Nothing is as big as Nintendo as far as merchandise and what is in people's minds. So
Yeah, I think the Warcraft thing would be the movie was like a near miss. Like it was just too close to the cheesy line, and I used to play that game a lot, so it kind of bummed me out.
Pac-Man Land.
Oh, really?
At Craft Roller asks, can we expect a good show for Universal Orlando soon? Because since Beetlejuice was removed, I missed that show a lot. Let's hope Bourne is good.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're getting Bourne. I'm not overly enthused, but I am curious, so I will. And like I always say, I'm always excited for new stuff to at least check it out. So that's probably the most you're gonna get for a show. Like I've said before on this show, I don't really do shows much, so
think Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time was the last good show they introduced.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And that was 1996. We had horror makeup, and when the park opened, Wild West stunt shows shortly after that, Ghostbusters, and then Terminator 2 3D. Everything else has been not great.
Michael. While Universal never announced an official reason for Bill and Ted closing, what's your opinion for the reason? Lawsuits?
I don't think it was, but it definitely played a part. I mean, it was probably like a perfect storm of reasons.
Yeah, I'm sure there's many reasons. I know that they had issues and they would constantly change the show when people found out what was going on in the show. I heard those rumors going around.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Legally speaking, it was becoming a pain in the butt to have to keep having lawyers send out notices to Disney saying, "Listen, it's parody. It's technically allowed." And even so, Disney's like, "Yeah, but our lawyers are bigger than your lawyers." This comes down to the thing we've been mentioning with Terminator lately, that a lot of the rights, literal copyrights to certain things are reverting back to owners. And I think Bill and Ted was maybe one of those ones that was just on its way back to someone else. And whoever they were licensing it from is no longer the licensee, maybe, hence the new movie coming out.
Yep.
And also, it was a lot of work and it's a lot of money for a show that it, it certainly hasn't hurt Halloween Horror Nights to get rid of it. So what was the point of spending all that money on it, if you think about it that way?
Yeah, but still, that's a cold business way. It was still super popular and fun, and I can't wait for the new movie. So,
Hey, we might get an appearance by them next year for the 30th.
that's true. That's good. That's a good point.
Blank Samuel, when will Universal Studios Hollywood officially announce Nintendo World with an opening year? I know, right? But better question, when will Universal Studios Japan announce officially when they're opening? Because all we've gotten in an interview, one of the executives talking about it.
Yeah.
We need an official announcement, even a vague date, a commercial. They put out a commercial, before they even built it, and now it's complete radio silence that it's about to open in a few months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no idea.
Okay.
All right. Sonia, my buddy Sonia, she would like to know, which foreign parks, Disney or Universal, do you want to visit the most? Tokyo Disney Sea and the Universal in Japan, because they still have Jaws.
And Terminator 2 3D Battle
That's
Across
true.
Time.
I forgot. And Terminator 2. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting right
Yep.
there.
Which ones do you want to do?
Those, but also I'm looking forward to Beijing Universal, because it's going to have a real Jurassic World land and an indoor Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesome. What was it called? I think it was really called that.
I don't remember.
It's like Kung Fu Panda's Land of Awesome or something.
I don't remember, but I hope that's it. I don't remember, but I want it to be that. So that is what it is now.
Hold on, we're taking a break so I can search this.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness.
Amazing. I love it. I couldn't remember anyway. I just wanted it to be that.
I can't believe, yeah, Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness. And yeah, Jurassic World, Isla Nublar, some good stuff. So I like that it's got some original lands, just like we're gonna get at Epic Universe. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
At Rathbone Dominic, we have a holiday set to begin February 27th for 10 days. Do you think Universal will have ironed out all the problems with Hagrid's by then and be opening all day every day?
I freaking hope so by then.
No.
There is hope. There's always hope. Star Wars.
I'm sure there'll be some buzz about it.
Did you really just do that? Where's the drum? Hit the drum.
No, it doesn't deserve it.
Totally does. That was so bad.
We are hopefully a month or two away from the no longer needing to test for the reasons that they were testing for at night and closing early. But that does not mean that they haven't ironed out all the reasons that they're opening late or not opening at all sometimes. So one problem gets fixed and then the two more crop up and we're still stuck, with terrible hours day to day. And the bees was actually a very small problem. It was just a very interesting problem. That's why I talked about it so much. But we still got animatronic issues and the rollbacks every once in a while and timing issues and vehicle stress issues that need to be ironed out. And it's still, I'd say it'll take a whole year from when it opened before it's running more reliably. So we got till summer at least.
Johnny, whatever happened to the long rumored polar coaster that was to break ground a few years ago on International Drive? That's you. That's a you.
No. I don't think the polar coaster is ever going to open. I'll be pleasantly surprised if it does, although I think it'll be an eyesore compared to the rest of the skyline because it's not like it's in the middle of a city. It's in the middle of iDrive where everything's very close to the ground except for the Ferris wheel. So I think it'll look really weird.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
true.
me.
And it can't be any uglier than the eyesore on I-4, though, since you said eyesore. Okay, anyway.
At James Gnomes. Do you think the Rise of Resistance delay forced any of the major ride elements to be toned down? Also, do you expect the opening of Rise to have any significant effect on the crowd levels of Galaxy's Edge overall?
I would definitely say it's going to have an effect on the crowds. It's been touted as the big deal in there, so some people are waiting for it.
I mean, other than that area, the Resistance base area of Galaxy's Edge, every time I've been there, it's been very busy. It's just really good at handling and swallowing up the crowds. It's not like the tiny little shops of Hogsmeade and the tiny streets of Hogsmeade, or even the nothing to do in Pandora, where it's mostly just empty and then there's one shop. I think because everything's spread out and there's such like really good capacity on the ride,
Mm-hmm.
there's been a ton of people in Galaxy's Edge. I don't know if they're in Docking Bay 7, but there's a ton of people in that land.
That's funny.
And so all it's going to do is make the front half of it feel more busy because there's nothing to do right there except for, talk to Chewbacca and Rey. Yeah, so I think that front area is going to be and as far as the ride, I don't think they can tone anything down or change anything. The issues they were having is not anything related to having, like, I bet you they toned down the Jimmy Fallon ride because it was shaking the building loose, but it actually made the ride better.
Yeah.
I think the smoother ride on that actually makes it better. But this isn't like a simulator ride necessarily. So yeah, I don't think anything's getting changed. It's just needs to get fixed.
All right. Peter asks, do you think there will be a Woody roller coaster built in any of the major parks? And if yes, who do you think is the most likely candidate?
For a second, I was like to go with Slinky Dog, like Woody.
I would say my guess would be the closest you're going to get in a major park would be a hybrid, if it at all.
Yeah, looking forward to Iron Gwazi. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
The RMC
I think
opening next year.
I think the space that a wooden coaster takes up that alone would make it so you'll never see it at like Universal or Disney. When they could do something more efficient and better in the steel.
One of the ideas for a new attraction at Islands of Adventure was a wooden family coaster in Camp Jurassic and an amber mine coaster that looked like mine carts. Another idea at Animal Kingdom before they built the Dino-Rama was going to be the excavator that looks like, it was a wooden coaster that goes around a dinosaur that's made out of like an old tractor. So
Nice.
these were ideas that they had for the two dinosaur lands at the two theme parks, now that I think about it. But over time, the parks that have had wooden coasters, they have so many issues or whatever. It's just not worth it. So I don't think they'll ever revisit that unless it's a hybrid. Both Fun Spot America locations, though, one in Kissimmee and one in Orlando, have amazing wooden coasters that are technically hybrids, but they're the least kind of hybrid you can get. Like, it's just the steel track and all wood supports, and it feels like a wooden coaster. It's still got the good bounce to it.
That's cool. I like wooden
And you
coasters.
should definitely check them both out. They're amazing. And the one in Kissimmee goes upside down even once. So they have an old fashioned feel to them, and I love them.
Yeah, I like wooden coasters myself too. All right, your turn. Last one for Twitter.
Okay, last question. Bob Poe 531202267, very catchy name, or Bob Poe for short, wants to know, is it true that there will not be anything new happening after Jurassic Coaster opens before the grand opening of Epic Universe? I mean, at Universal Orlando? Yeah, probably not.
Probably not much. That's a lot. Building a whole new park's a pretty big deal.
If you wanted to
They're gonna
keep the new attraction every year thing going, which is probably partly why they moved Bourne to next year, so that's the new attraction for next year. Jurassic Coaster for 2021, maybe Volcano Bay gets a whole new land with new slides for 2022. Then the new park opens 2023, and then Universal gets something for Kids Zone or Shrek in 2024. That's my guess.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I was going to say there's probably not going to be much because that's not a small undertaking, and they're probably going to have as many construction crews as they can over there.
Yeah, and I think they put off whatever they were planning for Volcano Bay. Maybe went back to the drawing board because either
Shocking.
it wasn't like they it was what they thought they needed at the time when they were selling out for that first few months. And then now that they're kind of leveled out, they realize maybe that's not exactly the type of attraction they want to build. I can see that getting put off until after the Jurassic Coaster, and then they consider that the new attraction per year. But the whole concept of a new attraction every year was for the next 5 years, and that was 6 years ago. So we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, and I mean
they kind of want to, so they have something to promote every year, but it doesn't have to be something big.
we got less than stellar attractions out of that deal too.
Yeah, you be careful what you wish for. Get a new attraction every year, you end up with Fallon and Fast and Furious and Bourne and
We don't know if
I really
Bourne's
like
bad.
the
Hold
Today
on.
Cafe. They should have advertised that as an attraction.
We don't know if Bourne's going to be good or bad yet. I'm not excited for it.
We don't.
I could be surprised.
I want to keep lowering my expectations more and more every week so that by the time I go to it, it'll blow me away. Because I started off with them too high a few months ago. So I have to temper them.
Calm yourself.
To be ready. I need to be ready to be let down.
I need to be ready. You need that's positive thinking right there.
Thank you for your questions.
Hey guys, I'm Tipsy. Thanks for hanging out and asking us questions. We got a couple more, but we are gonna save them because they're kind of bigger questions.
Oh yeah, we might actually throw some of the extra ones up on our Patreon. If you didn't check out the part 1 of this episode, all about the Bourne show and Epic Universe opening date, check that out as well. I think we had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, that was a fun episode. I enjoyed doing that one. It was a lot of talking, but it was fun.
As opposed to our non-talking
No, I meant like we did a lot of just like back and forth, like kind of conversation, not so much discussing the thing. Never mind. I don't know how I drank too much. I'm sorry, guys.
This is why this is a bonus episode. Hey, we got something interesting coming up. I did want to mention that we are going to binge what is bingeable on Disney Plus the day it comes out. And if Disney Plus works, I have this fear that everyone's going to watch it at the same time and it's going to crash. But if Disney Plus works, we're going to do a special bonus Disney Plus episode with some very special guests, and we'll talk about some of the new shows.
Yep, I'm going to try to watch everything that interests me that is new that day. And then I will try my best to try and let people know in the Facebook group when I'm watching what. If you guys want to watch along, I will try my best. I'm not promising.
Oh, we can have watch parties that day.
Yeah, so I will...
Are they putting all 6 episodes of the Imagineering story up? Because I'm going to probably end up watching that whole series.
I don't know. As far as I know, I think they're going to try to do one a week for everything. I haven't heard about them.
Everything?
I haven't heard them.
Right.
I haven't heard any. Don't quote me. I haven't heard anything on them dropping an entire season or mini series at all.
How dare they force me to enjoy one program at a time instead of the Netflix model of binge?
All this means is when I'm done with The Mandalorian, I'm going to have to watch them all in a row.
But look for that episode. Also, later in this month, the IAPA convention is coming up, and this will be the first year that I will be attending.
You got a press pass? So fancy.
I do.
Fancy.
I know. But no, I'm going to try some free food, go on some rides, and maybe do some coverage while I'm there. But we'll probably talk about that too. So we got a fun month ahead.
Awesome.
Or what's left of the month.
Yeah. Okay. Thanksgiving and Disney Plus and IAPA and stuff.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.